Smile Solutions, straightsmilesolutions.com. Sorry, my voice is still kind of out, week 2, but I'm going to do my best to make this video for you because it's been a really popular topic of conversation this last week. So a lot of doctors get confused, especially pediatric dentists. They feel like they hear all different opinions about lower expansion. And I've done a ton of videos on all kinds of expanders: lower expanders, upper expanders, skeletal expanders, tipping expanders, removable expanders, fixed expanders, band-aid expanders. If you want to watch all that, because I'm not going to touch on all that right now, this is just going to be talking about lower and specifically my opinion about lower. You need to go into my YouTube channel and watch the entire interceptive series, which is over 100 videos. So to get there, you just go to YouTube. In the search bar, you put Straightsmile Solutions. That'll take you to my YouTube homepage. From there, if you scroll down on that homepage, you will see a playlist that says like Phase 1, Interceptive, RPE, Airway, OMT. I think it's towards the top. Watch all those videos first before you watch this. But specifically, I'm going to address my opinion. Now, you're going to talk to 100 different orthodontists, and 100 different people are going to have 100 different opinions. You're probably rarely going to hear this opinion because it's my opinion. And this is based on 20 plus years of experience, specifically really focusing on a lot of ways that I can avoid hard movements in older teenage kids. What can we do in younger kids to set this patient up for success so that the teeth will just kind of come in straight to begin with as much as they could, right? Remember, crowding is a first world problem. Crowding is not normal. Crowding is due to underdeveloped mouths. So tribal cultures don't have crowding. We have crowding because kids are drinking bottles and pacifiers and not exclusively breastfeeding till age 2. They're eating soft diets with baby food. We're not meant to do that. We do that to make it convenient for us. And as a result, our kids have crowding. Okay, so sure, we can do what orthodontics in the US has done for 100 years and wait till the kids are 13 or 14. And now that means they're skeletally mature and do a bunch of difficult, uncomfortable, painful tooth movements that take 2+ years. Or, hey, let's do things differently. Because guess what? It does work. Why don't a lot of orthodontics do it? Well, guess what? You make less money if you do it this way. Okay, that's not actually true. But orthodontists are good at doing hard movements. So for them, it's like, well, it makes more sense just to do it all in one go when the patient's 12, 13, 14, 15 and take a whole 2 years. Well, I think differently because I have teenagers that age and they're really busy at that age. And you know what? They don't want to be going through orthodontics at that age. They're not interested. Compliance is worse. They're busy. The parents are busy. That is the busiest time, really, this whole 12, 13, 14, 15 age group for parents because they can't drive yet, but yet they're crazy busy after school. And more than ever, schools are not allowing kids to miss school for dentist appointments. It was very different when I was in high school. So you're like backlogged from 2 to 6 p.m., 2 to 7 p.m. every single day. Basically, orthodontics has turned into a profession that's after school and on weekends. So what can we do to limit these patients and make things easier for these parents and make things better for you as a dentist? Well, we can start offering phase 1 or interceptive treatment at younger ages, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's so many things that can be done to take the hard movements, get them out of the way, fixing bites, fixing constricted arches, so that the teeth will kind of come up straight-ish to begin with. So if you go ahead and make the space, the teeth usually don't become impacted and they usually don't need premolars out. They usually don't have bite problems. And so then later when the patient is 12, 13, 14, 15, if they even need orthodontics, it's going to be something crazy easy that you could do with some easy indirect bonding, or you could do with just some easy express or light or moderate aligners. I mean, can't promise it could be comprehensive, but it's easy. You shouldn't need rubber bands or anything like that. So there's nothing in terms of access to care that a pediatric dentist or a general dentist could not handle later. So you're taking something super hard and you're splitting it into 2 equal chunks. And these are both, because you're splitting something hard into 2 chunks, it's not hard. It's 2 moderate chunks, if that makes sense. So, and parents think they're paying twice. Well, if you're doing your pricing right, they shouldn't be, because your cost of your phase 1 and your phase 2 should really equal your cost of your comprehensive. So they're just splitting their payments basically into 2 blocks. Insurance is only going to pay once, but then later, shouldn't be a big deal, and you should be giving your parents a discount if they did phase 1 on phase 2. So yes, I do think that a lot of times expansion should be a part of interceptive treatment because it helps to make space. You can do fixed, you can do removable. Here's an example of a removable appliance. I don't normally put the bow on it because I think it restricts the movement, but this is just a stock picture. But it has a little cog, you turn it, kids can have fun, they can pick colors, they can design it, they can put decals, they can put glitter in it. If we create the space while they still only have 4 permanent teeth on the bottom, guess what? The rest of the teeth generally come in straight to begin with. Maybe there's a little space, mesial distal, maybe a tiny bit of rotation, but it is not something that is hard to address when they're much, much, much older and only in a few months, not 2 years. So yes, I do believe in this. Every time I've done it, I've been thankful that I've done it. And sometimes if you only, I realize other thing I need to address is that yes, the maxilla has 2 parts. So when we do a Hyrax or a Haas or a mini Palex or a Schwartz on top, yes, we are actually splitting the suture, yes. But sometimes if you only do the top and not the lower, yes, the lower could roll out and match up with the top, but it takes a lot longer and doesn't always happen. So it limits the amount of arch expansion that you can get on top because you're gonna turn into a scissor bite if you keep doing that, which is why I like to do the lower and the upper simultaneously in dual arch constricted cases. Now, if it's just if the lower teeth are straight and we have no constriction, so like here, lower teeth not straight, right? Lower teeth not straight. You can't fully get it with wires in mixed dentition because you really can't bond. Okay, you could bond brackets to all the baby teeth, but I don't love the idea of bonding brackets to baby teeth when there's permanent teeth underneath. I don't know what type of damage is gonna happen. So that's why I like to do the expander because it just tips them, right? It's not bodily moving the teeth and running teeth into other teeth. That's just me. So that's why I like to do lower expansion only in mixed dentition. In permanent teeth, it doesn't really make sense to me to do it because the teeth are already in. So really what's the point? Because I can get that with wires and I can bond brackets to every single tooth if it was a braces case. The only reason that maybe I would do it is like maybe we needed skeletal expansion on top and we were just hanging out on the lower and we couldn't really put the braces on anyways yet. We're just waiting till the expansion was done on top. So then might as well do it on bottom too, just so we can start getting some initial alignment done. Or in a circumstance, let's say where we had some short roots in the front or the teeth are crazy flared and if I threw braces on them, they would just flare forward more. So if I do the skeletal expansion first, now I'm making space towards the back. So now when I go ahead and bond, I don't have to round trip, move things forward and move things back. So that's another reason why I might do lower arch expansion in permanent dentition. Wow, that was a lot of information. So hopefully it blew your mind a little bit and you're really open to learning a little bit more about phase 1. Remember, all of our phase 1 educational materials are totally free. Just watch them on YouTube. And if you want help on a case, we do that as well. There's a small fee for that. You can check it out on our website at straightsmilesolutions.com. We're super glad to help you. Thanks.